How's it going, movie watchers? Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix series Inventing Anna, which stars Julia Garner from the Ozark series on Netflix. A journalist investigates the case of Anna Delvey, the Instagram legendary heiress who stole the hearts and monies of New York City elites. This is based on the true story of Anna Sorokin, Anna Delvey. I was quite looking forward to this series because I really do like Julia Garner in the Ozark series, and I was really excited to see her take on a series of her own and be like the central focus to a show. This series is long. It is 9 episodes, and each episode is almost an hour. The last episode is like 80 minutes. It's a lengthy series to get through, and it's a gripping story as well about a young woman who was born in Russia, then moved to Germany and swindled her way into many people's lives and just stole so much money. The story itself is gripping, the show itself is not. This was honestly a show that I found myself to struggle to get through. The acting in here, the way that they presented the story, I didn't find any of it to be gripping. And we spend so much time with this journalist, Vivian, who is investigating the story of Anna Delvey. She is interviewing her in prison. She is interviewing her friends. She is fact-checking so much things, and she wants to come up with the story before she has a baby. And so she feels like it's her last big thing to do before she becomes a mother. And as she is investigating this case, we have a lot of flashbacks to when she met her friends and swindled her way into their lives and stole a bunch of money from these companies and lived such a rich life. I never felt that the show was trying to be smart, or we saw how clever Anna really was. The series talked a lot about how friendly Anna was and how smart she was and how she obtained all of this money and used voice apps to make people believe that they were talking to someone else. I didn't get the sense from the series that this was trying to focus on how clever Anna was and all of the smart techniques she had in place to get all of that money. It was more so of Anna and her friends and how they were affected by her. And that's an important part of this investigation to Vivian. But Inventing Anna and seeing the true story behind it all, I thought that it would focus a little more on her swindling people and obtaining all the money, which we do get a lot of, but it feels like the central focus is how she affected her friends rather than being clever and getting all of this money. And Vivian and Anna are just not the most likable characters in the first place. And her friends still stood by her after all of this and said that she was a really nice person. She remembered things and remembered names, and she always went out of her way to help people. That was a lie quite often. But Vivian, too, is a character that I just really couldn't stand to watch. She was so interested in this case before she became a mother. And besides the fact that she said, this is like the last thing I can do before I have a child, I never really felt the drive to solve this case, investigate it, and create a piece for it. Vivian, as a character, there was really no development for her. And we just watched her investigate people left and right, and then we saw those flashbacks. But when you look at Vivian as a character herself, not really a likable character. She is constantly kind of putting her relationship with her husband in the back burner and focusing on the work. And we just see her just go all in with it, but we don't really feel that emotion, that connection to it, the drive behind it all. She's just really an obnoxious character too. And I just really could care less about the scenes of her investigating Anna. And Anna herself is a really hollow character. There wasn't really any kind of emotion to this character. I would say maybe episode 8 of 9, when we see her get into the hospital and her realizing that she's not being very successful at what she's doing. It's just like the same character, the same repetitive moments for Anna with every single episode. And they're so long, you get so much of Anna, and it's just hard to get through. And with the first couple episodes, I had to adjust myself to her accent. And I did watch some interviews with the actual Anna Delvey. I thought that Julia Gardner did a really good job creating that accent. It was hard to understand at first, and it seemed to be a little bit gimmicky and almost like a satire at first, but with the accent that she does have, I think Julia Gardner, did a fine job creating that same accent. So it was really hard to kind of get past a little bit at first, and once we got into the show, I just really didn't pay any attention to it. Inventing Anna was a little less on the inventing part of it, and more so just what happened to her and her friends and all of the money that she obtained. It never felt gripping, intense, or clever at all. It just was a sluggish show. The pacing was really bad, and it just was so hard to get through. Just a long series. It was just a lot to get through. I just could care less about the characters, and a lot of the backstories are focused on a friend and how they met Anna and how they affected her life. We're focused more so on a friend that worked at a hotel, and Anna continuously put credit cards down that just were constantly declined, and we saw some genuine friendships that did develop. So there is some honest, real moments behind the show when she is making friends. If everything else in her life was fake, you did feel like there was some genuine relationships that were developing in the series, some friendships that were growing despite so many fake accounts, fake names, fake businesses, everything going on. You felt like there were some actual friendships growing in here. And that's probably one of the best parts in here, is that we see these friends that we're developing, but I like to see a little more of the behind the scenes of the business aspect and all of that, and growing and swindling people. I thought that really could have been very interesting to see. And the friendships and how they were affected, there were some dramatic scenes coming towards the end, and people realized that, hey, you owe me like $60,000. When can I get that money? And seeing how people are really affected by it, and seeing her realizing that, she's swindling these people, there's really no remorse to that. So Inventing Anna, long series. I just had a hard time getting through. It wasn't my favorite thing ever, but I watched it, and I like Julia Gardner. She was pretty good in here. The accent was pretty spot on. Not a lot of emotion, but still a pretty decent performance. So before I give you my score for Inventing Anna, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and give Inventing Anna a C+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Inventing Anna, the new Netflix series. Have you guys seen it? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the series, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.